Welcome to Nach Simanim. I am Jacob Thomas, and today we will be learning Shmuel aleph, perek beis. So in this perek, we begin with Hannah's famous prayer of thanks to Hashem for her son, known as Shirat Hannah. So she praises Hashem for his tremendous ability and power, his lowering of the haughty, the lifting of the lowly. And then after this, she finishes and returns home with Elkanah, leaving Shmuel to serve in the Mishkan. So we then have a very sharp contrast between Shmuel and the sons of Eli, Hophni and Pinchas, who are doing horrible things, tremendous bad in the eyes of Hashem. They are doing korbanos improperly before things are ready and eating it just because they want to eat the food, doing immoral things with people who come. And Eli, who is at the entrance of the Ohel Moed because he judges people, he hears about these things from the people who come to him and say, "Look at what your kids are doing." And he tries to rebuke them, but they don't answer. So meanwhile, we have Shmuel, who's growing up and is finding favor in Hashem and is growing in greatness, unlike the sons of Eli. And every year, his mother brings to him a linen ephod, a linen garment, that to show that she still cares for him. And during this time, a Ish Elohim, a man of God, comes to Eli and tells him that for his inability to control his son's actions and for not rebuking them enough to get them to stop, his family will lose their priesthood. And the sign for this will be both of his sons will die on the same day. So as a recap, we have Hannah singing a song of thanks to Hashem. We have Shmuel growing up and serving in the Mishkan. We have the Bnei Eli who abuse the korbanos and act corruptly. And we have the prophet that foretells the punishment on Eli's family for Eli's sins. So now we are in perek beis, so we use a house. Hannah and the house harmonize in songs about the growing child, the child. So now in slow motion, we have the woman, who is Hannah, and the house, which is our simon, to remind us we're in perek beis, and they're harmonizing in songs. This reminds us how Hannah sang a great prayer of thanks to Hashem after the birth of the child. And the child is growing to remind us how throughout this perek, we have this growth of Shmuel in his greatness, which is in contrast to the evil of Hophni and Pinchas, which will lead the house of Eli to be destroyed. So now one more time with the simon. The woman and the house harmonize in songs about the child. So now we are going to do a 4 perek back chazara, starting with perek yud tet, where we use a yacht. The concubine scrolls sent on the yacht sparks war among the tribes. So this reminds us how, after the whole story of Pilegesh Begiva, where the woman this is the story of Pilegesh Begiva, where a man's wife, his concubine, is abused to death, leading this man, who's from the tribe of Levi, to spread messages to all the tribes of the wretchedness of Giva, here in this corner, sparking anger, leading to a civil war, which happens in perek chaf, which is a cafe. So the cafe owner of the 11 tribes cafe shop kicks out the man from the tribe of Binyamin. And this reminds us how there was a civil war between the 11 tribes, who are the cafe owner of the 11 tribes cafe shop, which reminds us we're in perek chaf, and they kick out the tribe of Binyamin because they have a civil war with them, leading to Binyamin to be almost completely destroyed, leading to chaf aleph, where we have a car, because Bostonians pronounce car as ka, chaf aleph, ka. So the wives of Binyamin in a car on the way to the Shiloh festival to rebuild the tribe. So this reminds us how the tribe of Binyamin had to find women to make sure that their entire tribe won't be wiped out because there was only 600 of them left. So first they try at Yevesh Gilad because that was the only Jewish city not part of the war. And then later they try to take women from a woman dancing in a festival at Shiloh. Now, perek, aleph of Shmuel, we have the olive tree, the human-shaped olive tree prays for us. Wait, no. The human-shaped olive tree prays for a son, which reminds us how Hannah prayed for a son after lots of pain from not having one. So now, which perek do we have Shirat Hannah? Perek Beis. Which perek do we have Hannah praying silently in the Mishkan for a child? Perek Aleph. Which perek is Shmuel born and brought to the Mishkan to serve Hashem? Perek Aleph. Which perek does a prophet predict the downfall of the house of Eli? Perek Beis. Which perek do we have? Now we're going to do a question on Shoftim. So which perek do we have the riddle of Shimshon? Perek Yud Daled. That is it for today. May we be zocha to finish all of Nach, one perek at a time. Have a wonderful day.